Hi, this is Jamie with Kindred Being. I want to share with you my story of awakening today. There are so many of us around the world who are awakening now. We all have each individual stories, and here's mine. So I just want to share that I was raised really strict, religious family and upbringing that kind of didn't allow me a lot of freedoms. And so when I became an adult, I kind of made my own way without any spiritual basis or anything to draw on. I would have considered myself more of an atheist. And at that time, I believed that I was an empath my entire life, but didn't really know what that was. Actually had no idea that it was possible that I was drawing on other people's emotions and feelings. And this was creating inner turmoil in my body that I didn't know how to deal with. So looking back now, I believe that's what was happening during, my entire life and even in my adult life. And I believe that before we're here in this incarnated body, that we come up with a plan for ourselves. We give ourselves obstacles and learning experiences in our path so that we can expand, awaken, and grow. And I believe I put quite a few of those in my path for this life. And I was experiencing one of them, which was particularly difficult for me. It was very low vibrational interactions, kind of in a new way that I had never experienced in my life. It had never been brought to my existence before. It was kind of like a dark night of the soul. I was being introduced to a lot of dark things that I had kind of been sheltered from in the past. And I believe that this was happening in order for me to use it as a contrast and comparison to light. So in that situation, I was able to decide to leave it, that it wasn't comfortable for me. I didn't appreciate it. And all I knew then is that I didn't want to live that way anymore. And so I made a huge change, moved to a new area closer to family. And I was just kind of lost and kind of stunned by the, very quick shift that had happened from the darkness to now I was just kind of in a confused state where I didn't know where to go, what to do, what options were in front of me, which ones to explore. And I was experiencing a whole lot of self-doubt and just didn't know, I didn't yet know how to deal with what I was dealing with, what I was feeling. And in that place, I kind of gave up. So this is the key here to my whole experience, I think. I gave up. So I was able to give up my ego and my thinking that I know best and I know, what to do and where to go at all times. And in releasing that and opening myself up to direction, which I didn't know where this direction was coming from or who I was asking. But I kind of started to ask the questions, lead me, where should I go? What should I do? What's happening with me? Why did all this happen? So in asking those questions to I didn't know who at the time, things began to happen for me in an amazing way. So synchronicity started to happen. I found out about a little meditation class that was free in my neighborhood. And I joined it for a few sessions, a few meditations, and I really enjoyed the feeling. I enjoyed the concepts that were shared there. And I started to integrate it into my life. And when I did that, amazing things started to happen for me. Things that I had no idea were even possible were happening. And I was so confused at what was going on, but it was happening. The first things I began to experience were energy movements throughout my body. So now we're probably all familiar with what energy feels like, with the tingling, with the pressure, with the movement, the sometimes sharp even feelings, almost pain-like things that you can feel at times during all these upgrades that are happening to us. Well, those started to happen to me, and I was just kind of, very surprised and shocked, like, what the heck's going on here? Kind of a thing. And they continued to happen, and till the point where I was like, okay, something's happening. What is happening? And I began to look things up, because I began to feel the energy. What I now know were my chakra centers. At that point, I didn't know. So I would look some symptoms up, and I would find out, sure enough, this is energy moving, and sure enough, that's where one of my chakras are. And the experience began with the opening of my third eye chakra. And when that happened, I began to be able to communicate better with what I now know were my spirit guides. And I was actually even able to feel touch. I was able to see auras. I was able to communicate with them. I began to use a pendulum and get communications that way as well. It opened my eyes to the whole process, and I believed in it 100%. At that point, I'm not saying there wasn't a little doubt here and there. There was a little doubt here and there, but I was able to continue on the path of finding out more about my chakras and more about energy work. I began to feel the energy in crystals on my third eye. After that, the energy movement started to go to my heart chakra, and I consider this my real moment of awakening, because when my heart chakra was open, I received so much love in my heart, and so much understanding that we are all one. And I had so much love to give to others and to situations. I lost a lot of judgment. I lost a lot of ego. I lost a lot of judgment of myself and experiences in my past, and judgment on others who I thought were perpetrators at the time, doing hurtful and harmful things to me. I was able to let that go, give love and forgiveness to the situation and the souls involved. So that was a real moment of awakening for me. And from there, we went on to open my other chakras as well. I began to establish relationships with my spirit guides, and understand that there are roles in my life. So our spirit guides directed us to open Kindred Being, where we share our love of crystals. We share blogs about our experiences and about vibration. We share a lot about our new Kindred Being Beyond Quantum Healing sessions that are coming up. So at this point, I was so lucky to have this experience where I had my sister going on a similar journey, where we were able to share these experiences and kind of help each other in our excitement, and help bounce ideas off of each other and concepts off of each other. And so at this point, we're able to feel energy. We're working with crystals regularly. So we're having interesting experiences. I know I had an out-of-body experience, just different things that are happening. We're communicating regularly with our spirit guides. Okay, so once we started asking, now that we're seeing energy, we're experiencing things that we've never experienced before. We're seeing things that we've never seen before. The veil's being lifted for us. a little bit. What are we to do with our experiences? Where are we directing this energy? Where is this taking us? And as always, the question brings the answer. And so because we started the Kindred Being Facebook group, all this information started coming in, new things to look at, new ideas from all these wonderful, loving people in this group. And we're so fortunate to have that. And with that, the concepts of Dolores Cannon came into our awareness. So we began to research Dolores Cannon. We began to watch Alba Weinman videos, Dolores Cannon with her quantum healing hypnosis technique, and Alba Weinman with her introspective hypnosis and journey of forgiveness technique. And we were absolutely fascinated. This was new information that we'd never heard of before. These concepts were blowing our minds. And so, it just started the snowball. We kept watching, we kept getting so excited about these videos, and it just so happened where it just fell into our lap, where we were able to sign up for Candace Krog Goldman's Beyond Quantum Healing class, her beta class. On the very last day, we found out about it and signed up for it, and were able to take part in that class. Since then, I've had many sessions as a client. I've had many that as a practitioner and a facilitator, as well as my sister has as well. And the information coming through on these sessions, again, are blow your mind type of information. We're getting answers about all the questions that we ever have had. We're almost, out of questions for myself, because I've gotten so many answers. It's been so amazing, and we're sharing that information with you. We want to share that information more. We're doing it now in transcription form, so that's on our website under our session blogs. This information is, again, blow your mind, amazing. And we're going to do more of that. So soon we're going to be doing videos as well of the sessions to provide that information to everyone. We're going to be creating more of these videos, different people's experiences, the visions they're having, the information, the messages they're receiving. So that's what we're working on now, and I can't wait to share all that with you. Coming up in August, we're going to begin to practice professionally as Beyond Quantum Healing practitioners, or as we like to call it, Kindred Being Beyond Quantum Healing practitioners. And we are in the Southern California area, so we're going to be doing that in person. And if you're not in Southern California or aren't able to travel, we'll be doing it online as well. So you can book those sessions and look at our session calendar on kindredbeing.com. So stay tuned. Things are going to get really exciting around here. Like and subscribe and see all of the amazing videos that are going to be coming up really soon.